Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now CETA Summit, a company whose products I not only enjoy and appreciate, but I truly rely and trust on them. They have been a brand whose products I've taken to very extreme adverse conditions, most specifically when I decided on my first winter backpacking trip I would stay outside in a hammock, negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit. And CETA Summit products, their sleeping bag, absolutely kept me safe, and I appreciate that. But today, a little less extreme, we're getting into some cooking gear. Now, for the 2024 backpacking season, camping season, outdoor cooking season, CETA Summit has come up with a couple of new lineups. So here in my hands today, this is some dinnerware, some plates from their new Detour lineup. I also have some magnetic stainless steel spoons, which go with the set to round it off, and some additional products that you've probably seen before, some collapsible cups, but this from their Frontier line. So what we're going to do today, we're going to go through all of this in detail. I'm going to show you why, in my opinion, some of this is fantastic, not just for backpacking, but more specifically around the camp, simple camp cooking, really nice, high quality stuff, and things that for me, well, I don't need to survive in the elements, but I absolutely need to survive around the fire. That's what these products will do for me. And so with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now, before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at CETA Summit who did provide these for review. And if you like what you see here today, do me a favor, look in the description box below where you can see all of the relevant links for where you can find these products. Anytime you use those links, it absolutely helps the channel, gets you some great gear, and really does make a difference. So again, take a look in the description box below. And so again, as we get into this here, a couple of new lineups from CETA Summit. So here, the Detour set, and then here, the Frontier set. Both of these are new products for the 2024 backpacking season. And as we get into them, well, let's start with the Detour dinnerware set. Now, CETA Summit reached out and they asked if I would be interested in looking at some of their new gear. And they have a number of new products, not just these. But when I saw this particular setup, I thought, you know what? This is going to be perfect for a number of reasons. First, the awesome stainless steel quality that you get with this particular setup. And second, well, for me, I really like things that are efficient and packable and pack up nice and tight and tidy. And that's exactly what we get here. First off, you can see we get this beautiful pan. Now, this is going to have a rubberized bottom, stainless steel design, 34 ounce or 1,000 milliliters. So just a real nice setup here. On this particular pan, you can see this has essentially like a folding design. So you can see here, 31 fluid ounces, 915 milliliters. Again, you get that stainless steel and silicone, but the interesting thing, well, this expands. So it's not just a little plate, but this expands and pulls out. You get two of them, but you'll see it pops out and makes a real nice bowl. So multi-purpose, multi-use, which for me is absolutely critical. Same with the pans. So you end up with two each. And you'll notice that they are essentially kind of color-coded. So you get that little bit of green. You end up with pretty much like a white. It's a little bit of an off-white there. And then same with the bowls. So you get the green on the inside. This one, you get the white. And again, it's just awesome that you can utilize this for both a plate or very simple, a bowl. And this makes it a multi-use, multi-purpose item that packs down very flat. These are fairly lightweight. They're not too heavy, so they're light enough that your typical backpacker could absolutely get away with these. Now, I could see your, ounce watching crew and your ultralight backpacking guys saying, I would never carry that. I get it. Maybe what you do then is, well, maybe you're not going to carry yourself the full-fledged plate. Maybe you're going to carry the multi-use plate and bowl. Again, very light. And here you end up with a cup. So again, you could have yourself a nice simple little cup, easy for, little things. You could put some side dishes in there. You could easily put things like, say, for example, little cut up fruit. But then when you need your cup, well, same idea. This expands, pops out, and you have a full-sized cup. As we take a look at the bottom here, I'm curious if this tells me, yes, 16 fluid ounces or 475 milliliters. So again, the same idea where you have that off-white and then you have the green. So enough for 2 people with this set, which is awesome. So everything does pack up fairly tight and sort of nests together, which is awesome. And you can see, all in all, even for, a party of 2, it does not take up a whole heck of a lot of space. Now, in terms of the weight, this is probably where your ultralight or lightweight backpackers are going to take exception. So let's grab just the plate at first here, dropping down that stainless steel plate, 5.7 ounces. When comparing this to a comparable size lid from my typical camping set, 5.9 ounces. And you can see this has been absolutely well loved, used on many fires and tons of scenarios, and this has been all around. So if I can get away with this at 5.9 ounces, I can certainly get away with this at 5.7. The smaller plate and bowl combo, as we put this on there, 3.9 ounces, so not too shabby. And then the cup, that is 3.5 ounces. And when comparing this against a 15.2 ounce titanium cup, this does ring in at 2.2 ounces. So you will absolutely have, an increase in weight going to the rubber and stainless. However, all things considered, it is a much more packable option. So when you look at how that packs down, you kind of need to nest and get creative with your titanium cups. It's nice that this can be folded down and would still allow some nesting options. So very cool and innovative from Sea to Summit. Now, conceptually, I do want to introduce the fact that the silicone is essentially going to be heat resistant, not completely capable of taking like a super hot open flame. Some of these you see are not recommended for cooking. So you can see like the bowl here, you're not going to use this for actually cooking. And with the plate, also not necessarily intended for cooking. But what I can tell you is they have other items in this lineup, in the Detour lineup, that are absolutely intended for cooking. So that is one thing to consider what you're trying to do. These are more your eating set, ease of cleanup, the ability to scour these out and get them back to nice and clean. So if you are out in the camping environment or on the trails, you have something that will clean up nicely. So the fact that this has the silicone along the bottom, really not so much intended to utilize heat. However, they are heat resistant and certainly slip resistant. So again, keep in mind the fact that you can get other products from this lineup that are more intended to put on the heat. But now, turning the corner, let's get into the silverware. So the cutlery sets here, again, 2 sets, and you can see these actually have a bit of a magnetized, they're actually repelling each other, but a magnetized system that allow these to nest together nicely. That's really cool and very effective. That's awesome. I like that. Just unique. You can see these slide out easily, so you just take this little rubber collar, remove it there. The nice thing is you could certainly stash this away, magnetize it to something or whatever you need to do. For me personally, I have a little shelf right in front of me, just able to set this aside. This is a very nicely made set. You can see high quality stainless steel. It is sort of a folded design, but you can see here that folded over steel design allows these to nest tightly together. So again, these will just sit real close and not take up a ton of space. And that's the case with the knife, the fork, and the spoon. So all going together very nicely. What I can say is I love the fact that these actually have an open handle on the back. Sometimes I will clip my silverware to carabiners so I can get to them easily in my pack, and then they sit up on top of my pack versus falling all the way to the bottom. So that's going to work out nice. Again, I do like the fact that you can nest all of these together, and in practice, it should be pretty straightforward. The silicone has a little bit of give, which does allow me to easily take these and slide them into place. Just a little pinch here, and that allows me to slide these nicely together, slip that silicone, and on the way. All of this should be very simple to clean up. Shouldn't have any problem with being dishwasher safe, and that will allow you to really clean everything up once you get back from your camp environment. You'll notice that on the knife, it does have some serrations, so serrated, so this will work well for meat, vegetables, anything like that. 4-tine design on the fork, so you can see, very simple yet effective design, and a good size spoon that has a decent dishing in that bowl to allow you to utilize it for things like soup, certainly all of your morning oatmeal or whatever, and even allow you to stir and utilize this for your cooking needs. Now, just being a little bit nitpicky for a minute, one thing that I would have liked to have seen, well, if you take a look, both of these sort of rubberized keepers here, well, they're both in that off-white. If you take a look at what they did with the rest of the setup, you ended up with 2 different colors to kind of distinguish between if you have 2 different people. And I like the fact that it's got that off-white and the green. So what I would have really liked to see is a 2-tone really ending up with both the off-white and then the green. But again, that's not a big deal. It's just pointing out the consistency throughout the line. I would have liked to have seen this differentiated for multiple users. One thing worth pointing out, all of these products are BPA, PFOA, PTFE free. So they are definitely paying attention to the health and safety considerations that we do come to expect from quality dinnerware and cookware these days. So again, Sea to Summit paying attention to the details. So all in all, that is the Detour set from Sea to Summit, the eating cutlery and the bowl set. Very nice. Now, as we take a look at the collapsible cup from the Frontier line, the Frontier line is the ultra light setup, and keeping in mind the fact that Sea to Summit does have both cooking ware and also eating ware. So in other words, this here is not going to be able to be put on the heat. However, there are products that can. And you'll see here a very small 13.5 fluid ounce cup that expands, pops out, very effective, and is super packable, and again, lightweight. This is an awesome addition to anybody's setup where you end up with a multi-use container, which in survival situations, you've obviously heard of the 5 C's. That to me is something that you just take this, put it in your kit no matter what else you have. So just having a quality little container here, nicely made, quality silicone, and a good size overall. And again, comparing this against the stainless steel, of course, 16 versus 13.5 fluid ounces, so it is a slightly different size, but we'll just revisit it again. 3.5 ounces versus 1.8. And 1.8 is even less than 2.2 for a comparably sized piece of equipment. Now, I'll give it to the titanium. You can absolutely put this on the burner. So if you had to disinfect your water and you had to boil it, you could do that with the titanium. You're not going to be able to do that, obviously, with this Sea to Summit Frontier. But again, very packable, slim, lightweight, and just a good addition to anybody's kit. And so again, Sea to Summit always having products that are innovative, always having products that not only can you just simply enjoy, but you can trust them. They're well made, they're well thought through, and they just perform when you need them to. And so whether or not you end up with their dinnerware or their cookware or anything from their backpacks, their shelters, or their sleeping bags, you know you are getting quality. And I love the fact that I have products that can be used with many people. They can be used in many scenarios. They're easy to clean up. They're easy to pack. They fold away, easy to store on top of it all. So very nicely done. So again, from the detour to the frontier, Sea to Summit doing an awesome job in 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like what you see here, check the description box below where you can get all of the relevant links for these products. Again, it greatly helps the channel whenever you use those links. So check it out. Thank you very much. And thank you very much to the people at Sea to Summit who did provide these for review. For the rest of you, if you like this content, do me a favor. Take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel is growing quickly. I have a ton of videos up there. So if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check me out on Outer Limitless 2. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.